the gang called Gypsy. Gang and they come and get Gypsy. Gang and they come and get Gypsy. Gang. I met a Gypsy. Gang. I met a Gypsy.
The Maxxis tyre for me, overall, is one of the best tyres, if not the best tyre I've ever ridden on.
I can't wait to, I'm getting a 21 350, so I'm really excited to get that thing.
Yeah, you've been a 350 guy for ages, man. As long as you had an RMZ 450 and then you got the 350.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had some Yamahas and I rode the RMZ 450 and that was the last bike that I raced like A class in and stuff. And I didn't like it. But I didn't know that I didn't like it, but I would eat shit a lot. And they got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm done with 450s. I was like, 450s are just too much bike for me. I just admitted it. I
totally agree.
And then so I got a Yamaha 250F, and then I got the Yamaha, the two-stroke 250. And then in 17, I got the 350 because I tried one out and I was like, this bike is perfect.
Yeah, dude, I remember doing this Surfacross when I think it was, what year did they come out? 2012 or 2011? I think it was 12, right?
I'm not sure. It would have been around that time. Maybe even before that.
Yeah, I think...
Oh, no. It was 11. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think that's when Alessi wrote it.
Yeah, right. So I think whatever season Ty Simmons was over there, he switched to the 450 for outdoors. So there was this fucking JDR race bike 350 that nobody rode. And I did a summer on that thing in the US, and that's actually what got me into surfing because Jared Merrill invited me to do Surfacross with him. So I was like, well, shit, I need to learn how to surf and I got to get a bike. And I spent the whole summer on that 350, dude. And that was literally the summer of love for me and riding dirt bikes again, that was my first time riding tracks in California. And to me, as soon as I rode that bike, I was like, oh, this is what it should be like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I always wanted to ride a 450. But I was the same thing. I just never got along with 450s. I'm like, this is too much for me. I'm not fit enough. I'm kind of scared of the fucking thing. It's just a little bit too fast. It's a bit too hard to stop. It's a bit too hard to turn. Mm. But then the 250F, I did want more than that,
Yeah, it was really for me. I think that it was the Suzuki was just kind of a truck of a bike. And it turned great, but at high speed, it was so scary. And yeah, I had no confidence in it whatsoever. For whatever reason, I got two of them. So I got two in a row. I don't know why, because I wasn't even processing, I think, that I didn't like the bike. Because I was, I said, I was just it's just a 450. And in a lot of cases, it is just that's a ton of power. But then, yeah, when I got the 250F, I loved it for a while, but then I wanted more power. I had the 252 stroke and it was and then trying the 350, especially because now they're 50 plus horsepower. So they're as much horsepower as a lot of the other 450s.
Yeah.
So that they just have such a range on them. So you can ride them like a 250F or a 450. It's kind of up to you. And that's what I love about it, because I kind of do like to just lug it in a higher gear. And even though it's faster to ride it in a lower gear, but I'm just you know what, fuck that. I'll just cruise and ride, fourth gear the whole track.
Yeah, and the thing is that with the 350s, man, is they do handle like a 250. That's the most important thing. I always tell people when they ask me about it, because, man, so many people ask me about the 350. And I'm like, you've got this sliding scale, and there's 250 on this end and 450 on this end. And it's you have to split it's not just a 50-50 in the middle the whole way across the board. It's you've got overall power. Well, yeah, it's up around a 450, and that's which way, how do you ride the bike? Well, you could be you could sort of, this thing can sort of slide however it wants. How does it handle? It handles like a 250. So it's like you've got all these sort of little sliding scales. So it's not directly in the middle, because I think a lot of people expect that. They're like, oh, it's just going to be kind of in between the power of a 350, a 250 and a 450, and it'll be like a little bit heavier than a 250. But it's like, no, it's all the way as good handling as a 250, but the power is this little slider that you can kind of move, and you can choose how to ride it. And if you want to ride it like a 450, yes, it will be slower than a 450. But if you want to ride it like a 250, it will be as fast.
Yeah, it's funny that you say like people expect it to be right in the middle, because I definitely, back in the Brotocross days, I shit on the 350 so bad when it came out.
Really?
because I was like, that's just a 250 two-stroke. Like, just get a 250 two-stroke. And because I was like, legit, I'm like, it's a slower 450. Okay, just get a 250 two-stroke. And I thought they were, so I really did think they were stupid when they came out.
Yeah, but you're like American as fuck. And I feel like it's just like 250, 450 America. Fucking, we ain't getting on no Euro shit.
It wasn't really like that. I thought the Euros were conspiring to make 350s a thing, but it was it was like, I just thought it was pointless, and I'm like, this is just another bike to sell us that people don't really need. But then I'm like, oh, then I tried one out in 2012, I think, and I didn't really like it. But then the next one, when I tried it in 2017, I was like, oh my God, this bike is incredible. And now it had the opportunity for a while to get the 450, but like the 350 is not in right now, the 21. And I'm like, yeah, I'll wait for the 350, because like the KTM 450 is a great bike. Like, I've ridden them before, and I'm not like afraid on it like I was on the Suzuki.
Yeah.
But I love, that 350. It just feels like it's like right in the pocket, like the perfect comfort zone bike.
Oh, and that's 100%. And I know that every single time I go to the track, I'm going to enjoy riding that bike. I'm going to enjoy hitting jumps on the thing. I'm going to enjoy turning the thing. I feel like I can go fast on it. Like, that there's some days where you go to the track and it just felt like if I wasn't really on my game, then like, I guess it's like the difference between a real good day's ride and a real bad day's riding is like, there's some room to move there on a 450, but it feels like on a 350, I just know I'm going to enjoy riding every time.
Yeah, I would always go to the track and just, how you have the confidence in the bike that it's just like, all right, this is going to be basically, if I have a bad time, it's like, it's on me. And so, the bike is good to go, as long as it's prepped. I was lucky. I never had any issues with my 350, but like, mechanical issues can definitely fuck up a day.
Yeah, that's true. But like, man, some people ride 450 so sick. Like, my brother just fucking rips on a 450 so hard. And man, I will say, like, before I got the 350, I had a 2015 Honda 450, which is a turd of a motorcycle. Like, that's not a great bike that anyone was that stoked on. And I will say, just putting a lot of time on it, like I was sort of going and putting 2 hours on the bike every time I rode. And over a couple months, I definitely started to get the hang of it, to where when I was thinking about what new bike to get, I like almost considered getting a KTM 450. And then the day the 350 rocked up and I rode it, I was just like, you made the right choice, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. I think I actually like them because they're like a tuned down 450. Everybody complains that they're too slow, but I was always like, that's what I liked about it, was that it wasn't too fast, because the Yamaha and the Kawasaki and the Suzuki they just bark so hard, and it's so easy to get whiskey on those things. And I definitely did a lot.